This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You are watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Okay, so Oleksandr Usyk's team in Oleksandr Krasuk has said that the reason why the fight with Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury didn't happen is because of Tyson Fury and his outrageous demands. But if there's going to be some kind of problems in Saudi Arabia, there's only one person who's going to be at fault in this one. And this is what he had to say. From my perspective and from my experience, Anthony Joshua is not a very complicated person to deal with. Deontay Wilder and Shelley Finkel are very reasonable people. We got in touch with him a couple of weeks ago for the first time in 10 years, and we had quite a long conversation. I don't think it would be a big challenge for anyone to make a deal with him. Oleksandr Usyk and his team are known to be the easiest people in the world of boxing to deal with. There's only one thing still pending, and it's a complex personality who goes back and forth, playing his games to try and squeeze as much money out as possible. That was the reason why Usyk called him Greedy Belly. Yes, Tyson Fury is a champion, and yes, he has the right to do things he wants to do. But at the end of the day, he's a professional boxer, and his main assignment is to perform for the boxing fans. That's why I think if this fight does not take place in Saudi, it'd be one of the biggest mistakes Tyson Fury could make in his career. So, Krasuk's statement. Well, I say Krasuk, the article make it quite complicated. It's either Krasuk or Klimas. They kind of switched the names. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So Team Oleksandr Usyk saying that the stumbling blocks still seem to be with Tyson Fury. Now, I want to kick off with the fact that he's saying how Deontay Wilder and Shelley Finkel are easy to deal with. Well, no, they're not, because Shelley Finkel made it quite clear when it came to an undisputed fight between Wilder and Joshua that Shelley Finkel, i.e. he himself, Deontay Wilder's manager, will only allow that fight to take place once he himself, i.e. Shelley Finkel, has a good relationship with the head of DAZN at the time in John Skipper. So he was the one holding it up, and he's the one who got it all personal when Eddie Hearn was calling him Shirley Winkle and all that kind of stuff. So he was the one who was blocking that fight. Okay? Anyway, that said, so as far as Tyson Fury is concerned, yes, listen, Tyson Fury has let down a lot of people. He's let down the boxing world. But more important than that, a lot of people who have been supporting him for a long, long time, myself included, have been really disappointed with him. And especially some of his hardcore fans who have been defending him over like the last year or so, even though they really knew that everything was down to Tyson Fury, and he exposed himself and he exposed them, unfortunately, where this fight with Usyk should have been very, very straightforward and easy to make. Frank Warren in the very beginning said it's very easy. Usyk doesn't have a promoter, there's no network issues, 50-50, straight down the middle, let's get the fight on. Tyson Fury was the one coming out with ludicrous demands. He was the one who asked for so much money from Saudi Arabia that Saudi Arabia had to back off. Can you imagine how much money that he would have been asking for from Saudi Arabia in order for them to back off with the amount of money that they've got? Unbelievable. And even with Wembley, even though the fight with Usyk was going to be on Tyson Fury's home soil in England at Wembley Stadium, that he still weren't happy with that. He wanted a 70 split. A 70% split in his favour. A guy with one belt. Even though Usyk has been doing huge pay-per-view numbers himself here in the UK with Joshua, with Bellew, with Chisora. In fact, he done more pay-per-views against Chisora than what Tyson Fury done with Chisora. But regardless, Usyk accepted it. But on the condition, if I beat you, and you want the rematch, then I get 70% in the rematch. Fury said no. So that would tell you that he wasn't that confident of winning. Because if he was, if he felt that Oleksandr Usyk is just a little rabbit and a little middleweight and all that kind of stuff, easy work, he would just run through him like a juggernaut and a 18-wheeler truck and all these kind of things that Tyson Fury was saying, then he'd have just done it. Okay, fine. You beat me, you get 70% in the rematch. You beat me, you can get 99% in the rematch. For all I care, because you ain't beating me. But he didn't. Now, as far as this four-man tournament, I know a tournament idea has been played down, but they still want to put Joshua versus Wilder, that's what we're hearing, and Fury versus Usyk on the same card. Now, who would be the headliner? I'm going to presume Fury Usyk, because again, it's undisputed and has to be given respect, even though Joshua Wilder is of course a bigger fight. But ultimately, they want to put it on the same card. But in order for that to happen, you have to get all four combatants to agree. It appears Joshua is all in. In fact, Eddie Hearn's out there right now, this minute, in Saudi Arabia. Joshua's all in. It appears Wilder is all in, which is a little bit surprising to me, but it appears that he is. Oleksandr Usyk is clearly all in. Fury's the one coming out on social media saying that there's no fight set up, there's no talks and all this kind of stuff for Saudi Arabia and whatever else. Well, clearly there has been, because the head of, or the promoter for Skill Challenge in Saudi Arabia, in Amr Abdullah, has said that they have spoken to all of them. So again, why is Fury lying? And that's what irritates a lot of boxing fans, especially his own fans, as to why do you feel the need to lie so much? We're tired of your game, just get on with it. If you're not going to get on with it, vacate the belt. We don't want to see you fight Andy Ruiz Jr. We don't want to see you in a crossover with Francis Ngannou, or bring over Manuel Charr, or whoever it's going to be. We're not interested. Usyk or Joshua, that's it. We're not interested in a fourth Wilder fight or anything like that. Fight either Joshua or fight Usyk for undisputed. It has to be one of them. Ideally Usyk, of course, because he's undisputed, right? Do one of them, but he's not interested in that. He says he's a Spartan. He don't care about money. He's got all this money that he could never spend in 10 lifetimes or whatever number was that he said. But here he is, outpricing himself with the Saudis. Here he is, demanding 70% of the split. He ain't about proving he's the best. He ain't. What he wants to do is fight the likes of Wilder and then claim to be the best. Why? Because Wilder's a one-trick pony. And somebody like a Tyson Fury navigates around him quite easily, because Fury, people can say what they like about Fury, his intellect in that boxing room is phenomenal. He knows how to break down his opponents. He knows what to do stylistically. He knows how to do it. Wilder's easy work for him. But then claim that you are the greatest of all time and the best of this era and the number one heavyweight, yet ducking the chance to prove that by becoming undisputed. Didn't even want to fight Joe Joyce because Joe Joyce didn't have enough social media followers, if you remember that one. Turned down 2 opportunities for Anthony Joshua. One of them was again for undisputed. And then celebrated the fact that that fight fell apart and he had to fight Wilder for a 3rd time as per the arbitration. He was jumping around the ESPN studio like he just won the lottery. So yeah, if there's going to be a stumbling block, you know it's going to be Tyson Fury. And I don't want to do videos like this. And I know it hurts some people's feelings. I couldn't give a rat's ass, to be honest with you. But at the end of the day, if you want to get emotional about somebody who don't give a rat's ass about you, then that says more about you than it does about me or anybody else. I'm a boxing fan. I want to see who is legitimately the best. I don't want to just claim somebody to be the best. I want them to prove it. I want to fight everybody. You don't just get to fight a Wilder. At the minute, you've got Tyson Fury. He's got Wilder on his record. He's got Dillian Whyte on his record and Vladimir Klitschko. They're the only 3 that you can really give him. 3. How can you fight 3 people and that's it? Again, a lot of people say that Klitschko was old and past it. People say Dillian Whyte was no good. So what are you saying? What, Wilder is the only one that he's got then? I mean, make your minds up. He's got to go see Usyk. He's got to go see Joshua. He does. It's not like the heavyweight division this era is that deep, is it? Anyway, let's wait and see what happens. Will Tyson Fury price himself out? Probably. He's going to want to be the A-side yet again, even though it's in Saudi Arabia, even though the Saudis are very comfortable with Usyk, and Usyk is a big star over there, and Fury is not. That's honesty, he's not. But anyway, let's wait and see. Hopefully we get it all over the line. Let's see. Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.